The ultimate goal of web hosting is to host websites. That's the ultimate goal. So if you are starting a web hosting business, it means that you want to provide services to website owners and you want them to host or to put their websites on your servers so that you can charge them a monthly rental. In order for you to do that, you need to have tools that you would use to manage these websites. And the tools has to come in two parts. There has to be the tool that you use to manage the creation of accounts and manage your customers. For instance, if a customer has refused to pay you, you should have a tool that you can use to turn off the customer's account. If a customer comes with you with a new website, you should have the tools to put that person online. At the same time, your end users, your customers, should also have tools that they can use to manage their websites and their web business. For instance, they should have tools that they can use to transfer their files to your web server, which we call FTP, application file transfer softwares. They should have the ability to do things like create emails on their accounts. They should have the ability to do things like, if they want to have subdomains on their account, add-on domains and things like that. Don't worry if all these things sound technical. We would walk through all of these things one by one and you would see clearly how to get each aspect of all these things done. Don't worry. Now, these tools that you need to make these things happen, we refer to them as web hosting control panels. So what these control panels do is that they sit on your computer, sometimes act, let me use the word act, like the de facto operating system of your computer. And then with these tools, you can manage your web hosting business. So it takes away all the technicalities from it, and it really makes management of your servers and your businesses very simple. Now, one of such tools that you would probably hear of first, and which is the most visible, is cPanel. Now, cPanel is a control panel that you use to manage your server. And you can see on their website, they just stated it as it is. Simplify website and server management. That's what cPanel does. Now, cPanel is one of the leading softwares in the area of web hosting. In fact, there's no way you would want to get into the web hosting industry and you would not hear of cPanel. However, as a business provider, you may find the cost of using cPanel a bit high. And if you decide to go with cPanel, this may affect your bottom line. It may affect your profits. Here's why. If you look under the pricing for cPanel right here, you would see that cPanel charges you around $15 per month if you're doing just one account on your server. That means that if you have a server and you need to run cPanel on that server, the moment you have more than one account, that's like you can have more than one customer, so to speak. The moment you decide to have more than one customer, you would stop paying $15 per month. Now, $15 per month in itself is a bit expensive because you have to add that to the cost of your web hosting. Don't forget that your web hosting is a separate cost. Your control panel is a separate cost. So let's assume you get your web hosting for maybe $20 per month. It means you have to add $15 on top of that, and that gives you $35 per month, which gets a bit pricey. If you're having up to 5 accounts on your cPanel control panel, you would be doing $27 per month. If you have 30 accounts, then you start doing $40 for the control panel alone. So if you're starting a reseller web hosting business, like you want to start a web hosting business like we're discussing here, you probably don't want to go with cPanel. You probably don't want to do that. Why? cPanel would eat up your bottom line. It would eat up your profits. So you want to go for alternatives, and we have a lot of alternatives. One such alternative is what we call control web panel. So you can just do a search for control web panel. And if you do a search for control web panel, you would see control web panel, which is a cPanel alternative. And this costs you just $1.49 per month for unlimited websites. So if you're going to go with your reseller hosting business and you really want to be profitable, then you want to consider something like a control panel like this. Now, don't worry, in the next video, we're going to start taking a look at control panels, and you'll start seeing how these things work. And then you can start putting things together. So if you don't have all these yet, in the next video, you're going to pick a provider and you're going to make your purchase of your server so that it gets practical. And then by the time we're done with the course, you must have hosted your first website. And then once you host your first website, you would see clearly how you can make a business out of this. So just go with me. Now, when you come to control web panel, you would see the license should be around, for CWP Pro, it should be around $1.50. So compared to getting a license for, let's see, if you want to do up to, I think 100 customers, you'll be doing $60 per month. Compared to that, if you are doing CWP Pro, you are just doing $1.49, and that's unlimited websites. You can host unlimited websites. That means that you can have as many customers as you want on your server, and all you pay for that server is just $1.50 per month. So when you think about it, you will discover that all these things add up. The provider you pick, the control panel you use, all these things add up, and at the end of the day, it affects your bottom line. And that's why it is very important that you put a lot of thought into it. At the same time, when you're picking a control panel, you also want to be sure that the control panel you are picking is going to be easy for you to use. It's also going to be easy for your customers to use. You also want to make sure that the control panel is in active development. That means those who are in charge of that control panel are actively developing and supporting that control panel. And then you want to be sure that that control panel is secure so that you don't get your servers being attacked anyhow, not because of a fault of your own, but because of the control panel that you use. So you have all these choices, and then you can go out there and even research more control panels. But for this video, I would stick with CWP Pro as the control panel of choice. So everything we do from this point on is going to center around CWP, and that's what we're going to build our reseller business on top. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.